But this week, I want to dig in a little bit deeper into Proxima Fusion because a European fusion startup has signed a deal to build the continent's first commercial fusion power plant. It feels like a big one. So Proxima Fusion is building a €2 billion stellarator. Mads, I'm going to ask you what the freak a stellarator is in a minute. In Garching, southern Germany, just outside Munich, with a commercial plant to follow at a former nuclear site. Is a stellarator's ready to commercialize? Are the Tokamaks not the way to go? Mads, what the hell is a stellarator?
So a fusion reactor is a wonderful thing, trying to replicate the power of the sun here on Earth. And stellarators and tokamaks are two sort of variants of ways of trying to do that. You sort of create a donut-shaped magnetic bottle where you can have some plasma inside. And this plasma is super, super hot. It's got hundreds of millions of degrees, right? Very, very hot. And the difference between the two reactor types are how they hold the plasma. Now, the tokamak, which is sort of the more common variant, they use external magnets plus an internal plasma current. The thing about these is that they're a little bit easier to make, and people have been working on them for a long time, and we've gotten a continuous pulse up to, I think, almost 20 minutes now of sort of continuous power. But they are inherently unstable, and after 70 years, there's still nobody can run one 24/7. So we haven't made them very stable yet. They sort of keep failing because of this pulse that sits inside that can sort of jump off the chain, if you will. Stellarators, on the other hand, they rely on external magnets only that are twisted in a certain way, certain shapes, complex 3D shapes. So there's no current inside, there's no disruption, and it's a genuinely continuous operation. It's much harder to build, but if you can build it, it just works. And so we have a team that was spun out from the Max Planck Institute in Germany, and they've built the world's most advanced stellarator there. They're real scientists, kind of real Germans that can make real engineering stuff. And now they've created this company here, and there's a €2 billion on the table. Now, they're talking about this as a commercial fusion plant, which sounds really, really cool. I think the truth is it is probably still mostly R&D. They're talking about 5 years from now getting to the first net energy gain. So net energy gain just means it's going to produce more energy than we put into it, not on a commercial basis, just to make that work from an R&D perspective. Commercial power, maybe in the late 2030s, kind of meaningful grid contribution, maybe 25 years away. So it's not going to help us with the current conflict in Hormuz. I mean, let's just be honest there.
Okay.
But then it's also worth remembering Airbus took 20 years to go from incorporation to first profit. Now, some of these things take time, and today Airbus is the global market leader, and that's how you build it. You got to start, and I think they're starting, and I just love to see it. I think the Americans are still better at getting more private capital into this. There's still a lot of government money that's coming in, but it's happening.
How do you run a seed fund, I run a seed fund. There's a bunch of seed funds that put money into this company, right? How do you think about that in terms of their ability to generate? Do you think there's a very high risk they get recapped down like at some point or not? Like there's going to have to be. That's a long journey, right, for a seed fund.
It's a long journey. I mean, I think it's with everything.
Normally 10 years.
They need to hit valuation milestones, and I think they're out looking 5 years to get to positive net energy gain. And I think if they can do that, that's where the valuation inflection is. Yeah. And 5 years is within the horizon of a seed fund. You don't have to get all the way to commercial power generation. So I think it's a little bit like one of your biotech bets.
Yeah. And then you can secondary your way out at that point.
I think so.
Yeah, deep tech has always been a challenge.
So is there a fusion investment coming from Superseed? Fusion investment coming from Superseed soon?
I would love to. I've been looking for doing energy stuff for a long time. I would love to do stuff in energy.
Look, I love these moonshot projects. We need more than one. We need to collaborate across the continent. I love that the Germans are doing it, but I also hate that the Germans are doing it. I really want us to come together because this requires deep pools of capital, and the North American businesses are better capitalized. And I want us to win. So let's pool more capital and more resource so we can have more of these big bold plays. Europe needs it.
I wonder what the Chinese are up to on this point
They
as
are
well.
the competitors in China have nearly limitless capital behind.
Open question. Anyone know where they're at technically?
The 17 minutes it's I believe from the Chinese Tokamak reactor.
And it was 20 in southern France, wasn't it, from the Tokamak down
Yeah,
there?
so you have
So
Europe
same.
and China are kind of similar on the Tokamak front, but the question is whether Tokamak will ever get us there.
I see. That's the challenge. Hence the
Yeah.
Stellarator push.
Cool.
Well, I'm going to do some reading up over the weekend. I don't know about you fine people, but I'm going to get into quantum and fusion. As always, 10 years off.